Hey Clashers, the best strategy for every single of those 4 new event troops. We're going to discuss those strategies today. I will show you how it's done on different bases. We're going to attack like a diamond base and then a ring base, for example, so you know how to attack different bases. But before we're diving into that, a quick reminder from my side. If you're buying anything from the in-game shop, skins, offers, anything pretty much, remember to support your favorite content creator. And if you want to support me and this channel, make sure to use code iTzu. I really appreciate that. But let's start things off with the Witch Golem. Then we're going to go over to the Lavaloon, then the Hawk Wizards, and then the Barge in the end. With this Witch Golem, I have seen already a lot of people speculating, okay, I will use this amount of earthquakes. I will just put everything in. I have tested this. I have tested with 4 earthquakes, I have tested with 8 earthquakes. It's just not working versus ring bases. You're missing the power. Yes, it's working with bases like this, but this is not what you're looking for. You're trying to take down as many different base styles as possible, and I found with 2 jump spells, that's just way more consistent, way better versus different base styles, and this is exactly what I recommend. In this approach is whenever you're attacking from the far side of the town hall, count how many jumps you need. If you don't need more than your 2 jump spells, then just make sure that you're not using the lock launcher. Otherwise use the lock launcher if you cannot reach the tunnel with 2 jump spells. On this specific case, we can reach the tunnel with 2 jump spells, so instead we're using the siege barracks to funnel even better. And don't hesitate whatsoever to use 1 or even 2 grave golems on each side to funnel. We have even 2 Yetis to make sure the funnel is even better, because the funnel needs to be set. It's just such an incredible important thing. The next thing is we have a Titan, so we don't need a poison spell in this army composition, and then we just power through the core like it's nothing, because they're just so tanky. On this one, things are even going horribly wrong. My queen is going to the flank, not everything going into the core, town hall is exploding and everything is taking damage, and well, even though things went wrong, things are not looking bad, because we are having so many big boys spawning on this back end, because those grave golems are just incredible tanky. I'm just non-stop freezing the back end with the defending king, with the defending monolith. At this point, you can see already there's not much left. There's not many defenses left whatsoever, and it's going to be our first 3-star. With that being said, again, I just want to really highlight that really quite a bit. Don't use earthquakes. It's the way easier way to do it probably, but it's just not going to work with most bases. Trust me, I have tried that. Exactly versus one of those next bases we're going to take a look at in just a second. Because as I said, every single strategy I will show you how it's done versus like a diamond or like a box base, and then we're going to face a ring base, because ring bases are just so common that I want to show you how to attack those with those strategies as well. With that being said, we have a super popular ring base, and trust me, try to attack this one with 8 earthquakes, you won't be happy whatsoever. It's just way too much damage in the core, and that's the big problem with this strategy. You do not have any healers. A heal spell would not bring anything, but you don't have any healers, and that's a problem for your attack. So you really need to make sure that you're going early into the clan castle, because if you're facing this type of base with the triple ice golem and you're getting frozen up inside the middle of the base, you are done. You even might get a 1-star. But if you're going directly into the clan castle and you're funneling nicely, you should be good to go. With 2 jumps and 2 wall breaks, you should be able to wall break and get your troops into any of those ring bases, no problem whatsoever. We have wall break for our main push, we have wall break for the bottom funnel, and then we have actually used the jump for the top funnel to make sure that we then have the last jump spell to get into the core. We don't need to get out of the core, and now imagine you have 8 earthquakes. This is not how things will work, so whoever is putting 8 earthquakes with this strategy has no clue what he's doing, okay? With that being said, at this point we have now 3 rages. Make sure your troops are non-stop raged. You need that power to get through that core, otherwise you're going to be stuck and it's not going to be a fun time whatsoever, trust me. At that one, just freeze what is the most dangerous defense. Town Hall is a good target, Rage Up Scatter, Monolith, Sing Inferno Towers, Heroes. Everything what is about to take down your troops is a really important thing to use your freeze on. For us right now, you can see with the Town Hall Poison, things are taking quite a bit of damage. The Royal Chamber has been added from the bottom side, or is going to be added from the bottom side, to make sure that we have some cleanup going. And, well, in the core, things are looking pretty okay, I would say. We have still quite a few of the big boys left, But remember, considering how things just looked a couple of seconds ago, there's not too many of the big boys left, and they're taking quite a bit of damage, and they still have to go through a bomb tower. With all of that being said, if they're taking this army composition with a 2 jump spell, you should be fine. Your biggest nightmare, though, is going to be a triple Ice Golem Clan Castle. If you have to face that, it's going to be rough, but I will trust in you guys that you will make this work. But this overall is the easiest and best strategy with the Grave Golem, with the Witch Golem, which I can highly recommend to you for using. It's an easy strategy overall, which pretty much anyone can use. Anyone who likes ground, I think is really, really going to have a great time with this strategy. But with that being said, we have the Witch Golem done, 2 attacks done. So let's take a look at the Lavaloon. This is, I wouldn't be surprised if this is going to get nerfed. Let me start like this, okay? I wouldn't be surprised if this gets nerfed because this is insane. Combined how easy it is, combined with how powerful it is crazy. So the approach of this one is pretty much that you're taking down as many air defenses as possible. You're trying to go for air defenses which have, like, for example, archer towers next to it, because you can take down both of those. Otherwise, just go for damage on other buildings and you're going to be fine. The last air defense, which is left standing, you're going for your heroes. So you're going with your heroes for that air defense. Pick that air defense wisely. You're trying to look for other value around that air defense and try to not get in range of the clan castle if you're thinking that there is a Ice Golem or Lavaloon in there, because this is something you do not want to lure. Otherwise, we're good to go to get into the clan castle. But on this one, we're going for that monolith, for that air defense. And at this point, those Lavaloon troops have turned into just more tanky, just better overall loons, which are just incredibly strong. They're going now from defense to defense. The only problem which you have at this point is the town hall. This is why we're using the blimp. We're using 10 loons inside their blimp to make sure the town hall is always going down. If there's a lot of damage around the town hall or the train trap or something, rage them up. If there is no damage around the town hall, don't use the rage for that blimp, because 10 loons are going to take down a town hall, no problem whatsoever. For us right now, we can see vulnerability, and then we just wait and take a look at the blimp. No traps, no train trap, we don't need to do anything. That tunnel is going to be done. Then we can use the rage for the back end or something. Now you might wonder, iTzu, this looks just so broken. What can you do to defend it as well? Because I want not only to showcase the best strategies for you, because as well I want to share some things on how you can counter them, because there are ways how to counter them. First off, really weird air defense placements, and put even some of them further into the base. This makes your base obviously weaker to other strategies, but I think a lot of people will switch away from other strategies like super archer blimps or blimps in general, because those event troops are going to be way stronger. So with that being said, put them a little bit further inside, for example. Or another thing which is really annoying to face is an Electro Titan. An Electro Titan which you have not taken down with your heroes is going to be really, really painful with this strategy, because you have, like, they can't defend themselves, and at the same time the Titan is going to one-shot the pops, so they can't really kill the Titan, and it's like a really big nightmare situation. So Super Dragon or Electro Titan on defense, like the best thing you can possibly do if you want to especially defend this strategy. But obviously there's other event troops as well which are really powerful. Still, I would say this is the most powerful strategy out of all of them. And this was even a base which is not that good for them to attack, because overall the best where they're working are compact bases where they don't have to path as much. The last base, we had a couple of areas where they had to path from defense to defense quite a bit, and took them quite some time. On this one, where ring base is, well, we have them really compact in the core, and they can just deal an absurd amount of damage. Let me show you that. First off, take down 3 air defenses. Missed that Royal Champion with the lightnings. Whatever. Then going for my last air defense with this king and with the queen. We're going to dive in there, trying to create some funneling, trying to go for the air defense, trying to go for the defending queen. Obviously, defending healers are always a nice thing you can go for as well. And at this point, you're good to go. Another thing, by the way, which you have to be careful about are poison towers, which are really good against this strategy as well, as they kind of slow them down and take away the power of the pups. At this point, we're kind of playing them as E-Dragons. Just draw the line, put some loons behind, blimp in, vulnerability then for the blimp, freeze the sweeper where you're going into. If you're a professional as I am, freeze it too late. I'm kidding, obviously, don't freeze it too late. Raise them up, because in the middle here, there's a lot of damage, so I'm just raging up my loons. And with that being said, take a look at how the base disappears. that's kind of what you have to do next. So overall, they are really strong. As I said, though, there are some things you can do for sure as base builder, and, well, you will get some nice defenses if you do the right things. Otherwise, it's really, really powerful. And as I said, I wouldn't be surprised if they would be toned down just a little bit, because they are pretty strong. This one, I'm not sure. What do you guys think? Could I have swagged the Royal Champ? You know me, I don't swag that much, so I'm just going to add the Royal Champ here. But if they can go from defense to defense really quickly, they're just so good in handling those defenses. So compact bases is pretty much the worst thing you can possibly do within the next couple of weeks. With that being said, though, let's move on. Let's go for that next troop, because at this point we have the Witch Golem, we have the Lavaloon, there is still the Hog Wizard and the Barge left. So let's take a look at the Hog Wizard next. With this next one, as I have said in the beginning, I want to show you easy and best strategies. The Queen Charge with the Super Hogs and with the Hog Wizards is probably the best, but at the same time it's just so absurd hard to pull off a really good Queen Charge on a 15 that I would not recommend that to anyone, except you're incredible with Queen Charges. I have all of those links down below, so if you want to copy that for a Queen Charge attacker, feel free to do so. The next thing you can possibly do, you can just replace the Hog Riders from a Zap Twin Hog attack and just play Hogs with the new Hog Wizards. But for that, you need to be able to really know where to put the lightnings, which I feel like a lot of people are struggling with if I have seen the feedback of Zap Titan attacks. Which leaves us one more option, which is just hero dive into mass Super Hogs with the Hog Wizards. And that's the strategy which I think I would go for if I would not abuse the overpowered Lavaloon. But for now, I will just showcase how exactly this is going to be done. So what you're doing pretty much is you have a huge hero dive, even with the Apprentice Warden, to try to take down as much of the base as possible. Then you're going to use the Earthquake to make sure the log launcher, which you're 90% of the cases using, are opening up the walls even quicker. Especially Rage Tower locations are really good for you because you can open up the walls quicker there, and you're going to do damage to all of those key defenses. Remember, an Earthquake is doing 29% of the hit points of damage up to those buildings. And a lot of times around the Rage Tower we have Scatter Shots, X-Bows, Inferno Towers, all of those high HP buildings where the Earthquake is just perfect. With that being said, we have everything diving in. As I'm really good with funneling, not really, I'm really bad with that a lot of times. Everything is going the wrong direction. My queen is somewhere at the top side, my king has died on the left side, but still, with this strategy, we're still good to go to get, hopefully, a 3-star. Because in the end, with the queen ability, we have taken care quite a bit of this base, even though things were not 100% going as I was planning things. Because now we have the Super Hogs with the Hog Wizard starting. Remember, which is insanely important with this strategy, don't put all of those Hog Wizards down early on. The majority, but not all of them. The reason is they're kind of overkilling and one-shotting defenses anyways because of their insane damage. But you want to have some of them for like the back end if there's some defense on the outside left, so you're not running into time issues or the pathing of them is getting messed up. The other thing which was messed up was the freeze the Ice Golem on the defense, freezing my Warden, so I could not use the Warden ability earlier. That kind of sucked, but hey, the Hog Wizards are still doing their job, doing incredible versus those defenses. And another good thing is they have the aura of doing damage and taking down skeleton traps, for example, insanely quick, which is really nice to have. Otherwise, you can see, even though things were going wrong for us on this attack, we're still looking really good overall with regards to the 3-star. Another thing where this strategy is just really cool, it's just you need to set them up, which is a bit different than the other two strategies which we have seen so far, which are pretty much a lot of spamming. Over here, we have that you're setting things up with a hero dive and then have those hogs going in. Yes, as you know, it's nothing compared to a Lavaloon attack, like where you use the regular Lava Hounds and the regular loons, but I would still say that that's a bit harder to pull off. That's why I think it's overall a really fun strategy, and I think it's well a really powerful strategy. How to take down ring bases though, and I have to say, I have struggled versus those type of ring bases for quite some time, and I have even quit the Queen Charge Twin Hog attack in my Legend Push project because of those ring bases. I have practiced for hours versus those type of bases, and I was not to pull off 3-stars, and this is why I eventually quit that strategy. So now the reason, and that's exactly the reason why I would not play the Queen Charge Super Hogs with the Hog Wizard strategy, because you still need to pull off the Queen Charge, which has not gotten any easier whatsoever with the event. Only your follow-up has gotten stronger, which most of the time is not the important thing. It's all about the queen charge. And that's why I'm recommending this attack, because this is the second attack I have ever done versus this type of ring base with this specific attack. And you will see the result in just a second, and it might surprise you, because it's really not that hard to do. You're just picking one corner, and it's all about at this point that your troops are going into the middle of the base. With the log launcher, you should accomplish that quite easily, and with having an invisibility spell, for example, you should be able to turn the defending clan castle and your queen invisible to even get the town hall. As soon as that town hall is done, we're good to go with the Hawks. Super Hawks again, then the majority of those Hawk Wizards save, like around about 4 Hawk Wizards is always a good time. And then just go through. Use the heal spell, and that might be the biggest weakness of the strategy. Heal spells right now, they're not good, unfortunately. But, well, you kind of have to use them to somehow keep those wizards, those Hawk Wizards alive, because those Hawk Wizards are not tanky whatsoever. The perfect warn ability is getting you across most of the damage, but if you're facing a raged up scatter, you still have some problems, even though they're pretty much one-shotting everything. But if they get one shot, that's as well not the best thing for you. On this attack though, you can clearly see how powerful they are and why I would recommend this strategy if you're going for the Hawk Wizards. And overall, I would say still, this would be the strategy I would love to use in Legends. So I'm still hoping for the Lavaloon to get nerfed, to be honest, because otherwise, just power-wise, I kinda have to abuse that. Let's see how that's going to do in the end. But for now, this is the next 3-star with the Hawk Wizards, which means there's one event troop left, which we want to take a look at next. That is Barge. That's right. Overall, this troop is combined between out of two farming troops. So I would say this is not the best troop to use in war. Yes, you can funnel with that, you can snap some buildings, but I would not say that this is the main carry like with the other event troops. This though is a really nice, you can replace with that the sneaky goblins. You don't need to spend those 25,000 dark elixir. You can just circle the base with them, farm that nice sour elixir, farm those resources in general, and make sure that you're getting all of this loot. The next thing obviously is if the town hall survives, you can just blimp that with the warden ability, for example, or like freezes and stuff. And just make sure that you're getting that as well. Another thing though, which, because I can see those comments already, another thing which I really want to mention is, if you're saying, iTzu, those troops are looking way too overpowered, I want to have the challenge in attacking. Well, we now had a really defensive-sided meta for over 1 year, where the competitive community had a hit rate of around 30 to 35%, which is not that high. So I would say the defense was king for quite some time. So I feel like for a couple of weeks now, the offense can be king as well. And if you're talking about the challenge, well, there's two things about Clash of Clans. Attacking, but defending. So if you're looking for the challenge, feel free to go for and build your best bases to defend those strategies. Because, hey, you're looking for a challenge. Go for the challenge, build some incredible bases, and go to defend those event troops. With that being said, guys, I hope you're going to have some great days with this event and you're going to have some great loot as well. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys back tomorrow with the next video. Until then, see ya and bye-bye.